Hey, Sean here from Thin Line Defense, coming at you with some plant shorts or plant picks or plants I like to pick. Anyway, you get the idea. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you've got something more witty to come up with for this kind of series where I give you kind of the rundown of some of my go-to plants when I'm traveling out in the field. So I wanted to start this series off with one that I absolutely love and see all over the place. It's found all over the world in a lot of different species forms, and that's Yarrow, this beautiful plant right here. So first off, how do I identify this thing? Well, I will say it's pretty identifiable. It grows in a long, typically straight stalk, and it has these very identifiable umbel white flowers that you see here where they grow in kind of an umbrella shape, which can be a poisonous characteristic, but when you can identify something positively, you can still use it. So you've got these beautiful umbel white flowers here. I will tell you, I've seen this in yellow, I've seen this in a pinkish form. So the way we find it here in the Northwest is typically white though. The next really identifiable feature on this plant are actually the leaves that come off the stem. These are very wispy, very thin, and when you smell it, it has a very distinct odor to it. So look it up. I mean, Google it. Google will tell you anything you want to know if you want to get into the dirty details of it. But this is what you're going for right here. I love this plant because of its leaves. So as I pick these up, I'm just going to find quite a few of them, rip them off. And in order to use a lot of these plants that you'll find out here that I talk about, you're going to actually want to crush them to break up the enzymes and activate the good stuff and make it more readily pungent or absorbable into your system depending on what you're using for. And you can already see I've got some good juices going on here. So the reason I go after this is because in a pinch, if you don't have insect repellent, this stuff is going to help you push the mosquitoes and the other things that you don't want near you away from your life. So you're just going to crush those enzymes, break them up, and then rub this on your arms, on your clothes, get it all on you. Make yourself smell like Yarrow. It's going to smell good and feel good for you when those insects aren't coming after you. The other thing that is not necessarily as advertised, but I've had a lot of success when I'm guiding out here, is when you break up these enzymes and you have somebody that's kind of feeling under the weather or think they might be getting a cold and they start to have that really nasty sinus congestion, have them go ahead and rub this under their nose or breathe it in, and it actually kind of helps alleviate and break up some of those sinus congestions and allows you to breathe and open the airway up a little bit more. So really, really great plant. But that is actually not my favorite part of it. My favorite part of this plant in particular is actually the root systems of it. So depending on where you're at, pick up a few of these things, find your root system. You're gonna see it in different tones and shades, anywhere from brown to like a bright pink. We wanna go for that bright pink. That's gonna have the most impact. But once you find it, isolate it, go and throw it in your mouth. You're not gonna swallow any of the stem or anything like that. Just chew on it for a while and break up those enzymes like I told you before, and eventually it'll start to have a numbing effect in your mouth. So in a pinch, if you don't have traditional modern medicine for toothaches and gum aches and things like that, go ahead and pop some yarrow in, yarrow root, chew it up, let it take effect. It might nullify the pain for a little bit and help you feel a little bit better. All right, everybody, so I've got this right here. Spicy. Oh yeah, there it goes, kicking in. So as you can see, it doesn't take very long for it to kick in. I've already got a tingling sensation in my mouth, and I start to feel that numbing effect. And I think the more that you have, the better off it's gonna be. Yep, okay. So yeah, and then just move it around to the part of your mouth that you wanna numb or have that numbing sensation help you out, and that should be great. Right now, I've got it on my tongue, and I'll keep it to the back of my gums here in a second just to see what kind of effect it can be. But I'd highly recommend getting a few of those to really maximize what you got going on. All right, so I've been at it chewing for probably less than a minute now, and I really start to feel the effects of this thing. Definitely can feel it on my tongue specifically because that's where I've been holding it predominantly. But I would recommend wherever you want to numb or have that numbing sensation kick in, you definitely want to put it towards that portion of your mouth. So anyway, that's what I got for you today. Just a quick plant short on Yarrow. Go check it out, and like I said, let me know what else you want to see out there and what I should call this series. Sean, Thin Line Defense out. Cheers. All right, yeah, so that's good. Still will keep chewing on this. I'll keep it in my mouth. It's okay to swallow the juices in there. Phrasing.